Okay, here we are. We are continuing on our little flight through Austria, starting where we left off, which was Lima Oscar X-ray Alpha, I think it was, which was halfway up the valley to the east of Innsbruck. So yeah, here we are. I'll have a quick look at the map and we'll go from there. Okay, so starting hither, and we're going to all go all the way down. We're going to go past airport here and land out in the open river here. So it's about 35 nautical miles, but depending on the wind, and it may take a bit of time, but get to it. You can see where our wind is coming from. We are in our, oh, there we go, our ASK21, which is the default glider here in X-Plane. Oh, nice hedges. And now we do actually have the ortho for this area because I sorted it out. Where's my rudders? Right there. Okay, let's get into it. Here we go. We won't turn our Vario on just yet. We do not need it. Up we go. Let's gain some speed. Starting to flatten out a bit. Try to maintain our speed here. I don't know if we'll get anything off these hills here. They're a little bit on the back side of the wind here. On our Vario though. Well, seem to get some anyway. How these thermals work, I don't know, because I guess perhaps the wind's going up this ridge, but it's coming from the wrong direction, so. Might try to get a bit of height. Sorry, a bit of altitude. Not bad. Okay. Wait for a bit of a drop off and then we'll give ourselves a turn. Not doing too bad on the lift. Go back for some more, we'll get a bit of altitude. A bit of an interesting one actually. Doesn't seem to be too round, this thermal. Not too bad. I don't think we get much off the actual hill over there. We'll go one more round and then we'll get moving. Not too much of a tight turn. Not too bad. Okay, we're going to give ourselves a bit of speed now. We need to get going. Welcome aboard, people. We are headed east along the Alps here in Austria. Well, I think they're the Alps, but anyway, they're east of Innsbruck. And about 35 nautical miles to go before we're out of the mountainous area, which is where our destination is. So, we'll see how we go. It's very interesting because the wind is actually coming from that direction and it's actually getting over the hill here, so the wind is a little bit confusing sometimes. Okay, we might jump across to this ridge and make use of the northern side of this valley. Want to gain enough speed with also gaining some altitude. And feel that wind pushing us from the right there. So far so good, we're actually doing pretty good. We'll get a little off this ridge as well. Look at that town down there. About using VR is you don't necessarily need to worry about trim too much because you can just push forward. It's not as incremental as the yoke. Though I guess you've only got so far to go anyway. We just tapped in a bit anyway. Doing some pretty good time at the moment. Look at that, 170 knots. A decent speed really, isn't it? Something that's not powered. Interesting, we're not getting too much lift right here. Look at that ortho. It's not looking too bad there. Very green. We're getting some good lift off this mountain. We actually haven't hit a good mountain yet, so let's just see how we go. Losing a touch of altitude, but also gaining some. What have we got? It looks like a little bit of a railway down there. It's interesting how the change in the ortho tiles makes such a difference. Trying to find the little sweet spot on this hill. I haven't found it yet. Oh, been good. Let's angle into it a little bit, see if we can get a bit more altitude without losing our advantage. Oh, look at the devil. Nice. It's time to change hands. Go. No shortage of train stations around here, that's for sure. I'd like to get up on the ridge a bit higher. There we go. That's a bit of good lift there. Probably get a bit of a sink in a second, and I don't want that to happen. I'm going to give ourselves some speed. Get this ridge running. Yeah. That's a nice run. Now we need to take precautions around here because we're heading into a ridge and we may have sink. So we need to think about this and have a backup plan. Happens to be this right-hand turn here. Because you never know when you're going to drop out of the sky. We're kind of clear. Get whatever we can out of this. And we're going to get a bit of speed up. Get higher, this scenery looks better and better. What are we looking at? We're at 4.5. It's not like we need to get higher. Take what we're given. As for that, we'll just mostly keep going. We've got these ridges. These ridges here will help us out all the way. Yep. Wash off a bit of speed, get some altitude, and then we're going to lean into it again. It's pretty relaxing doing this. I do like it. Need to get back into 7.3 though, have a go. But there's no stresses here. I need to monitor anything, just need to get the air under those wings and off you go. God, there's our other airfield over there. It's our halfway point, I think. Pretty much. Yep, there it is there. We're doing just fine. We're moving. As long as you keep us around this yellow marker, we should be doing sweet. Here she blows. this ridge. And up we go. And then we've got a bit of a road up the top of this ridge. Take advantage of this lift. Let's raise the nose a bit. Right up. As the speed comes down, we'll nose down again. Wash off some speed, get some altitude. That wind, yeah, Rexo, it's not bad. How you doing today? Welcome. Yeah, it's definitely experienced doing this soaring stuff. I don't know if you've done it. Okay. You make the jump to the next... can you hear the wind okay? I don't have an i7. I have a Ryzen 1700. But even though the i7s can, you know, run this a bit better, when I'm streaming or encoding or anything like that, I don't feel the encoding or anything as much as I would as on an Intel, which I've done before. So I'm not water cooled either, so I'm just normal default little fan that it comes with, which is actually quite decent. So yeah, but I do have a 1080 Ti, by the way, which I hear they're kind of out of stock at the moment, or hard to get. Yeah, it's a 1080 Ti 11 gig. Sorry, I should have mentioned that straight up. You fly at all? Hey, okay, a little bit of nose down. Let's get some... I'm going to utilize this little hill here. Hit it with a bit of speed. Oh yeah, you like flying tubes or GA, or do you do any gliding? No one does any gliding, let's face it. Oh. Yeah, what processor do you have? Yeah, the airlines are awesome, I must admit. I've just been learning the airlines, so... And I fly the Zebo in VR too, which is pretty special. Have you tried the new Ultimate yet? A8. What's an A8? I don't even know that. Is that a an AMD? Is it? Phenome or something? Oh, sorry. I better learn to read. You said AMD. Yeah. For a long time, those AMDs were a little bit underwhelming, weren't they? I think now that on a whole all-round perspective, the Ryzen's are pretty good. I guess just for gaming though, the Intel's still a touch better. Better be careful here. You know what? I used to have an i5. I used to have an i5 4690, and I thought about it that I would get. I thought, yeah, I'll just get this because I just want it for gaming. But then, if you do anything else like streaming or encoding or any video production, I kind of regret getting the i5, and I wish I actually had the i7 again. I used to have an i7 before I got the 4690. I used to have an i7 860, and yeah, so I think if I was to get another Intel, I would go i7. But like I said, when it comes to doing multiple processes, like encoding a video, doing some ortho at the same time, or whatever, the Ryzems are really good for that. Are we headed in the right direction? Oh. Some good lift out of this. Now, the scenery's looking a bit odd over there. We've still got a ways to go. Well, we're getting there, guys. You can see on my little progress tracker that our destination is about a third of the way to go again. We're making decent time though. I've gotten some great altitude here, but I need to speed things up a bit, so we'll just nose down a bit. Interesting textures over there. Very interesting. Now, I've been having, as you can see, my little restream text over here, chat. I've been having a little bit of problems with it, that it starts to fail me, so if that happens, I won't be able to see any chat, although I can peer out from under my nose here at the chat that way, and that's what I did today, so it does work. Looks like the global imagery got a bit slack in this section. I also I would probably water cool this as well, and then crank it up a bit. But at this point in time, I don't really need to. It's quite windy out there. I hope you can actually hear the wind. Yeah, scenery's looking a tad average. Well, actually, it's not average. It's still decent, but looks a little washed out. Oh, we're making good time though. Yeah, I don't know what happened to this tile. I'll be aiming for this part of the ridge over there. Keen to get away from this ugly scenery. I just wonder if I can get a little bit more altitude off this little ridge here. There we go. Take a bit of that. It's a little warm in this headset sometimes. Okay, we need to keep our eye out for an airport. Now, oops. What have we got? That looks like a strip to me. Well, looks like we're out of that ugly tile. Yeah, the scenery's looking a lot better, isn't it? I don't really need more altitude. I can start bringing it down. Oh, look at that, approaching 200. Cruising. Yeah, the scenery's nice. Yeah, there's a strip over there. We'll still cover our bases by keeping to the ridge. Last thing you want to do is drop down to low altitude and not get to your airport. Nice. Well, we made it in pretty good time, really. That ridge along there over there looks pretty realistic from in here anyway. Now, our wind is coming from this direction, so we don't have much of a choice on which way to come in to land. Just have to bring it down. This is nice. All the little Austrians down there. Time to do a loop. Oh. Interesting. Nice one, VR. A bit of a stall halfway through it. Okay. Now, let's see where I think our wind was coming from about. Yeah, we don't have much of a choice here. May as well just go straight in. Okay, we need to swap hands. Throw on our spoilers. We're still a tad. Oh. Look at that. EVI. It's weird. I'm just going to circle down. Really slows us up when you've got the old boilers out. Okay, let's give ourselves a bit of speed back, get a lot of lift. We've lined ourselves up a bit better. Where's my... Not bad. Go down. You can't control too much of it when you're on the ground. Not much rudder movement. Okay, we can shut off our old Vario. Take those out. Have a look outside. There we have it. Now, spoilers are still out because they pretty much act as the brake anyway. So there we go, guys. There's our short little trip. It wasn't that short. How long was it? 42 minutes. Wow, that's really not long at all, really, is it? Anyway, just a quick flight today. I have completed my little trip. You can have a look at the map. Let's have a quick look at our replay. Okay. Oh, we better play. Here we are, all the way over there. Oh. Circling around. Oh, I'm definitely coming in. A little bit keen to get down, I think. Well, I guess I'm further out than I thought I was. A little bit bumpy up there. Here we come though. Up and down. Using the spoilers. Oh, floating in. That's pretty good, let's face it. You can't ask too much. I think we did good. I think we did very good, considering. Here we go. Okay. Well, there we have it. It's another successful little flight across the Alps there. What we're going to do is bring up our. There we go. So we started out here. Bring her in. Algen M. Install. Yep, that's with my green accent. And we passed Traben here. lift off those mountains. Up here, I actually saw this a lot more open, but it wasn't. So there we go. Okay, thanks for joining us, guys. And moving on, we'll another one. So I have to organise a flight because our original one started way our leg here today. So hope you can stream that type of stuff. And